The officers probably didn't know what to think when they discovered Jodi's luxury prison cell in her basement. We're going to look at the video of that and some of the frightening evidence they pulled from there in today's video. Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the sofa. Sofa's back there, Roscoe's sitting on it, my name's Paul, I'm sitting in front of it. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to continue on through the commentary, watching, discussion of the evidence that was released in the Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildenbrand case. So if you've been following me, if you've been around the channel for a while, then you'll know I've just been going through all that evidence that Utah released to the public on their website and picking out basically parts to talk about that, I found shocking and horrifying, to be quite honest. And today it is just right up that alley. So what we're going to do is we're going to be watching some of the body cam footage. Now there's two different segments of it. There's a couple of segments of some of the evidence, and then when they're unlocking that door. And the door down in the basement. We'll get to it when we get to it. Now, this video was released without volume, so I'm just going to be talking over it. I'll have my little screen down here in the corner, and we'll talk over it, and then we'll talk about it in the comment section later. So if you want to follow Roscoe and I outside of YouTube, we are on the Instagram. It's on the screen. It's in the description. Go on and give it a follow. Now, let's go ahead and start off and look at some of the evidence that they're bagging up. Okay, so you see he's getting a little bag. She, I'm not sure who it is getting that little evidence bag out. Now there's the officer, the detective, who I just love her. She's so professional. She's so thorough. They all are, but I've really liked the job that I've seen her do. Now they're going in this little cabinet, and now look at this. Look at this, y'all. The cuffs. Do you know what they were probably thinking when they pulled this out? This is insane. The fact that this is just in there, and also in the context of where it was at. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about too when we've looked at some of the other evidence. Not the evidence, but the evidence that was released, body cam footage, stuff like that. Is look at how much rope there is. I mean, it keeps going. Okay, these officers are pulling this stuff out of this house, right? After R has gone next door, after that whole thing went down. Then they're interviewing these two monsters at the station. And again, if you follow me, you'll know we've already covered that. Their bizarre behavior that comes out. And these officers were so professional and so nice. Because again, I just am like, the ability to sit there and have a normal conversation with these women, and even the one that was like, worried about Ruby and her behavior, right? And being like, are you okay? Do you need medical attention? Have you been arrested before? After seeing this kind of sick, twisted stuff, this is a level of insanity. Now look here, he's bagging up that little green clench thing. All of these different restraints, it blows my mind. The level of just vileness that they've reached. But it's like, at what point do you think you need something like what they just put in that bag? Those handcuffs and that rope and stuff. And here's my other thing too. If you go back or just remember the video that I did where they're handcuffing Ruby and Jodi and they're taking them individually to the car and whatnot. And Jodi's like, oh, my shoulder, I had a crash with my shoulder and whatnot. You clearly have no issues securing the children in this way. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part I said in that video. I'll say it in this one. It's I'm willing to inflict this upon others, but I cannot have it done to me. Can't have it done to me. And again, any stage that you need that kind of stuff right there, that handcuff contraption that he put in the bag in your house for, discipline, something's very, very wrong, okay? So let's see what else they're going to have in here. Now, here's the thing. Looking at all this, the rope, the chain, all this type of stuff, it's like, well, where is this coming from? Well, we're about to look at that now. We were already looking at it. We're going to give a little bit more context of location, I guess I should say. But before we do that, let's rewind a little bit to other body cam footage of them talking about this room right here. And this does have volume to it, so let's listen to it together, then we'll continue.
Okay. I just want to advise you of our intentions. It seems like there's a room we can't get into. We're getting some conflicting information. We're going to go draft a search warrant and we'll be right back, okay?
What does that mean, a search warrant?
What's that?
What does he mean, a search warrant?
I'm just going to get a warrant from the judge.
You're already here, though. I don't understand what that means.
They'll explain it to you when they give it to you.
Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. What does he need a search warrant for? Oh, I don't know, Jodi. The room is completely creepy as it is in its own, right? We're going to talk about that in a minute or next. Remember, she's out there on the phone with her lawyer. He's listening. It sounds like he's getting ready to catch a flight somewhere. You know, she's in there. What does he need a search warrant for? I thought he already got one. Well, I don't remember the number to the room. Yeah, we'd have to call the safe company and blah, 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 blah. I mean, just very on it, very on it. She knows how to try and lie just like that. Let's go ahead and look at them opening this room up and look at the room and then talk about it. Now, this segment, there is no volume to it, so I'll talk over it. So let's begin. Okay, so you see they're in that creepy downstairs area. It's like an entire floor underneath the house that is empty, lifeless. Now, there's the room. There's the room. So a normal person would see this room and think, it's a safe. It's a safe room. But more than that, it must be a safe because why is that on the outside like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I call it a banker safe. Liberty. So he turns it. He entered the code. Now look, they're getting ready. He's got that little gun ready. They're opening it. And to their surprise, and I think she said, oh, there's like a toilet in there. She downplayed it, right? She downplayed it. She knew to. You know, she's not totally stupid. Okay, now look, he has a hand in the back. They're going in there. This stuff right here, refrigerator, what's this thing? Now look at this, y'all. A bed. A Murphy bed. Okay. This is like, what is this? This is what I would be thinking. What is this? Let's turn the light on. Okay, we got a toilet. We got a sink. We got cabinets. You know, and remember, so this is where they just were with the ropes. A refrigerator. This right here. He's looking at you. Look behind. God knows in this house, you don't know what's where, right? I mean, you just don't. I mean, there's your microwave. And look, they're even like, is there something in there? I mean, they have to be this way, right? And especially this house of horrors. I mean, you don't know what these women had in this damn house. Secret compartments. Again, you know, like what kind. Because here's the thing, too. When they find a situation like this, the crazy stuff going on in Hollywood, they're like, are these people, you know, moving children in some kind of a ring? You know what I'm talking about? You just never know anymore. And this place feels like that, right? Going in the thing, they're pulling the refrigerator out, it looks like, to see like what, you know, compartments, whatever. He's getting it out, seeing what's behind there. Because remember, it's like this confusion is like, how many people are in this house? How many kids are in this house? Now, again, this is where you'll see them open it here in a minute, where they open the cabinet and they pull those the restraints out. You 100% know this is why Jodi did not want them to go in here. This looks bad, okay? This is like, what is this room used for? And in the context of what they saw already in the condition of the children, you already know what it's used for, okay? The bed, I mean, again, pulling this down. Knocking on the thing, looking for hidden compartments. I would love to know what they're talking about now. And she's coming in here. Remember how nice they are to them? And they're seeing all this stuff. All their dirty little secrets, Jodi and Ruby's, are out. And they're still able to maintain major professionalism, looking out for them, treating them nicer than they ever treated those children, number one. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so this is where they go into this stuff. And they find that stuff in that drawer right there. See? There it is. So you already know the energy that's, when I saw that, the energy that surrounds that, he's saying, hey, look, we got something in there. Completely dark, y'all. Again, look at this. There's nothing in here. There's just this laundry. Now, again, a lot of y'all told me in the comments that she was moving, so she was packing up and that type stuff. This would explain a lot, obviously, the emptiness of the home. I would almost venture to say it probably wasn't much better with her stuff in there, right? Think of how scary it would be to be in that room. Imagine, I wouldn't even lock my dog in that room. I wouldn't be able to close my eyes. Because I'd be like, what if something happens? What if, there's a fire? What if they're having a medical emergency? Any of these things. Think about this too. Would you leave your dog out in that sunlight like they did the kids? I mean, this is just what blows your mind about it. Is these are just things that people, the way they treated the children are ways that people wouldn't even think to treat their own animals, okay? Let alone another human being, especially a little kid. So the fact that they're discovering this stuff and seeing this and already piecing together, because they know, okay, she got shady. Now, granted, even if she wasn't lying, they're going to get that little search warrant, whatever, just to dot I's, cross T's, right? And again, thank God they did, because look at the evidence that they found. I mean, it's a luxury prison, right? It's like a luxury prison cell. And that's what it was used for. Even if it was some kind of bunker room that you can get from from the outside, or I'm sorry, from the inside, you can tell what they used it for. And I'm just trying to imagine, how could you... I can't wrap my mind around it. So this part freaks me out. And the way that it just looks like this government, you know what it reminds me of? You know that whole thing that there's supposed to be like that underground base, I think at the Colorado airport, the aliens, are at and stuff like that. That's what this reminds me of. Okay, like Area 51 type stuff. Okay, like with the lights on the ceiling, and there's nothing in there, this bleakness, it reminds me of that. Just this bizarre, dark, cold, otherworldly energy. So, anyways, that is it for this one. We will keep going through as much evidence as I go through that I want to talk about. We'll talk about it here. I've been making my way through all those websites through that Utah website that did all the release of this body cam footage and all the evidence in the case, because this has been such an eye opener in this case, because it was like, number one, we're seeing almost like before, during, after the mental mindset, and then to piece the evidence together. Because again, I'll say it 100 times in my coverage of this, we knew it was bad, but like not to this level. There was almost this level of like, well, maybe they could somehow misinterpret this as like, not misinterpret, but like, oh, they're just a really strict religious people and all that. Then when the evidence started coming out and we saw how the severity of it, and just like this right here, where it's like, look at the lengths they went to perform this, these behaviors against the children. It's insane. And then to think that they're going to get off with potentially just 30 years, if we're lucky, it's a little pissy, I'm not going to lie. So anyways, that's it. I do appreciate you watching. If you still are watching, thank you very much. Roscoe says thank you as well. He says to drop some sofas down in the comment section, so we'll have a place to sit when we talk about this case and others. And until we do that, we'll see y'all soon.